Hello. Today I'm going to be magnet fishing for the other end of this stick here. So this is just a brush with a extendable broom handle that broke on me a few days ago, and I tried to fix it. So inside I ripped it open, and there was this housing. In this housing there was like the button you can push, and it was supposed to release the rod that went through and allowed the other end to extend or not extend. And the issue was it kept getting stuck. There was no spring mechanism left. So each time I pushed the button, it just wouldn't release the button, and it allowed the pole to just slide out the end. So I attempted to fix this by jamming a stick in that hole, and so it would perfectly line up with how long I needed the brush and the hole here, so then it wouldn't move anymore and it wouldn't have the chance of slipping out. And that worked for a few days, but just the other day it released. The stick let go, and now I have the other end of this broomstick down in that tank. And this tank is about 12 feet deep, so I had the only rational decision, which was to put a magnet on the end of a string and attempt to fish it out with a magnet. Now the only issue with this is that I don't know if the other end is a ferrous metal or if it's aluminum. I believe that the stick is aluminum, just based off of what this would be made out of. Like, the end of this is fiberglass, it's not even metal, so that was meant to last quite a while and not get rusty. However, the inside of the housing is steel, so the rust marks I may have seen on that while I was messing with it could have been just from this rubbing off on it. Now, the only fishing game I was actually good at was this little wind-up toy my grandma used to have on the table, and you would take the magnetic pole and try to catch these fish whose mouths would open depending on where they were at in the rotation, and then the mouth would close whenever they'd get off the bump, so you'd have to be quick to try to pull one out. And I was pretty good at that game, so I have a feeling that since I have the previous history getting the rake out of the digester and all that experience as a kid at my grandma's house, I should be able to get this out, if it's steel. So we'll see how it goes here. And like I said, this is a 12-foot tank, so we gotta drop it quite a ways. And it fell off about here while I was brushing down the clarifier, which has been lifting a lot recently, so I've been trying to brush it down as I waste, because I needed to stop lifting. And I have a feeling that the brushing has been helping. It worked before, so it just sucks that the brush broke on me. And even right now I'm hitting something and I don't know what it is. Could be some kind of pipe down in there. Yeah, I didn't pick up the stick yet. So there's definitely, it could even be the side of the tank, I'm not sure. Because it's got like a slope to it, it's not just like a straight box. It all comes into like this hopper sort of region. And right now it feels like I grabbed the bottom of the tank, so I'm gonna see if there's any of the scaling on it. Because in the digester I kept picking up pieces of rust and it would interfere with my magnet fishing. There shouldn't actually be any fish in here. I'd be shocked if there was, you know. Occasionally I'll find like a toad and I'll try to rescue him with one of the nets, or her. There was one that kept showing up over and over again. No matter how many times I pulled him out, it was like 7 times this summer. He just kept coming back in this tank.
potatoes.